Hey Mark, it's Billy. Hey my favorite mistake listeners, it's Billy. How are you? I've come up with 3 mistakes that I've made to share with you today that I guess turned into a learning opportunity for me. Here's a mistake, not included in the 3, bonus mistake. I don't know if you get a bonus before you get the actual, meat and potatoes, as they say. Here's a bonus mistake. I keep coming outside to do these videos at the same time-ish, more or less, thinking, how many neighbors could possibly be left to cut their grass? I have to assume that you can hear what's going on. I think it's a leaf blower. I think it's getting closer. It's like every day I'm out here recording these things, and every day there's still grass being cut. I don't understand how many lawns there are in this area that need to be cut, but is that a mistake? That doesn't count. Because you could argue I haven't learned from that mistake because I keep making the mistake over and over again. So that one probably doesn't count. Here's a mistake. Bald eagles. I didn't know, and this shouldn't surprise you. I didn't even realize the mistake that I had made until something else is going by. I didn't even realize the mistake I had made until a year or 2 later, listening to it as a rejoin. The question was, what was the question? I feel like the question was to describe America in one word, right? I think that's what it was. And then I think Chris said freedom, and I said bald eagles. I didn't hear the one word portion of that question. I just thought describe America in a phrase. I think that was the question. Describe whatever it was. It was describe something patriotic in a phrase. And I thought bald eagles. And it was supposed to be one word. I also didn't remember that Amin was there, but listening to the rejoin, I hear Amin every time. And I'm like, okay, Amin was there for what was, a horrible mistake that I made that's ended up working out because they've made bald eagle t-shirts. The bald eagle t-shirt led to the bald eagle costume at Tim Legler's house on Halloween. The bald eagle costume at Tim Legler's house on Halloween led to the bald eagle appearance on Radio Row in Atlanta. So that one mistake led to t-shirts, rejoins, a Halloween costume, a Super Bowl appearance. So that was one thing that ended up working out. Here's another mistake. DDP. DDP was on one day that I was filling in, and he got very angry at Dan and just started cursing up a storm. And my mistake was I should have probably hung up on him after the first curse. And luckily Roy was there and he caught the other curses, and that all worked out smoothly. But to tie those 2 mistakes together, because of Bald Eagle and because of DDP, we had a collision course of mistakes at the Atlanta Super Bowl Radio Row where DDP was there promoting DDP Yoga, or I don't remember what it was, and we were trying to book him on the show, and he remembered the Dan situation and did not come on the show, but said to send Dan his love or best wishes or whatever it was. And then later on, when I was dressed as a bald eagle, was able to get DDP on the show and make a prediction for the game because he was more open to talking to a bald eagle than he was to join the show normally. Another mistake, the onion. The onion and eating the onion also seems to be a thing people love, and that has lasted a while, and that sound still haunts me, and the taste still haunts me. And my mistake was eating the onion because I've since learned that, as you can hear, people are cutting the grass. I've since learned that apparently you just don't need to pay off any of your good of death punishments, and there's no real consequences. So if I wouldn't have eaten that onion, I wouldn't have ended up in the hospital that day because I ended up vomiting so much that I became dehydrated, and I had kidney stones. Apparently at the time it forced out one of the kidney stones, and they had to admit me. It was one of the worst. I suffered from kidney stones regularly, actually. And if you must know, this morning I actually had a kidney stone, and I still have my urgent care bracelet on. But anyway, that was the worst incident of kidney stones I ever had, and it's because I was so dehydrated from all the vomiting that I was admitted to the hospital. I was there for 2 days. It ended up costing me, after insurance and everything, like $1,500 or something, all because of that stupid onion that I had to eat for the bucket of death. And because I didn't want problems, I didn't try to like expense it with the company or anything. So yeah, my mistake there was actually honoring the grid of death and participating in that. Anyways, my favorite mistake, listeners, Mark. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, the grid of death, what happens to those fines? Because those fines were a reward from the bucket of death, and the fines have continued, but we haven't been doing it anymore. Anyways, my favorite mistake, listeners, Mark, embrace your mistakes.